This project, Tilt Train Project, is a partnership between Arts Queensland and Queensland Rail that's been supported through Queensland Government's Public Art Plus Plays program. Putting the work on these trains, on the Tilt trains, is certainly a wonderful way of exhibiting and celebrating Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples of Queensland's contemporary artworks. It also extends that long association that our Indigenous peoples of this state have had with Queensland Rail. For the first Tilt Train, the artists were selected from an invited shortlist of established artists by a panel of Indigenous curators. And for this Tilt Train, they chose Judy Watson of the Wanyee people from northwest Queensland, and also Alec Tapoti from Badu Island, and that's in the Torres Strait Islands.
With the passengers getting into the train, to me, they're going to be a part of it, because it's not just about me having my artwork on the design, it's about the passengers travelling in my artwork, wherever they want to go.
And I think it'll be fabulous to see the images transported to the sides of the train itself over such a large expanse.
I am known to my people as Zugub, which means the ancestral spirit. I am from Badu Island, and my family is from Badu. My bloodline lies back to Mabiag Island, that's in the Western Torres Strait. And I practice traditional designs, carving, especially linos. I'm a spiritual person. I talk to my ancestors, I connect with them, and I channel with them. And I've sort of asked for guidance for this thing. I've studied old artifacts from my ancestors that have been collected and taken overseas in museums and galleries overseas and in Australia, nationally and internationally. And I've had studied the engraving closely on the artifacts, like for example drums, bamboo pipes, and other artifacts. And that's how I came about cutting lino. And to me, it was the best way to sort of obtain that traditional feel, like to get that feel of traditional designs. Being seafaring people, we've always we cover the three elements, like the earth, the sea, the land, and the sky. But we've always mainly focused on the sea, because that's our main sort of food source. That's how we are. Like, we're seafaring people, Melanesian Australian people. And yeah, that's basically most of my artwork are always about creatures, sea creatures that exist in the Torres Strait.
My country is from northwest Queensland on my mother's side, the Aboriginal side of our family. My grandmother, Grace Isaacson, was born on Riversley Station, and our language group is Wanyee language group, which is cut by the boundaries of the Northern Territory and Queensland borders. My work is generally about concealed histories. A lot of these are to do with Indigenous people and our history. Predominantly northwest Queensland, but sometimes it will change according to where I'm travelling and what's surfacing in contemporary news or the media. I'm very excited about having the Heron Island graphs and charts and etching images on the side of the Tilt Train, because not only is it a visual reference to my work, it also carries the charts of scientists who are talking about global warming and ecological, environmental issues. So it was interesting for me to look at the charts that the scientists were producing, and I was very drawn to them both for what they were talking about, but also for the beauty and mathematical precision of the charts themselves. And so I've chosen to overlay these charts as screen-printed graphs over the etchings which I had made for the Heron Island suite.
This is the first time an Indigenous artwork has been created, exhibited on a train of this scale. So it is one of the longest moving pieces of Indigenous art in the world.
As an artist, you need to work with very good specialists, and in this case I had fantastic specialist printmakers working with me making the prints for the Heron Island suite, and I also worked with Madeline Hoy, a designer, in translating the images to be fabricated onto the exterior of the train.
The technology used to transfer the digital photographs of this artwork, onto what's called a wrap, and the wrap is like an adhesive skin. It's just an amazing product that we've been able to use to represent our Indigenous culture, creativity, our wonderful works of art.
I'm going to make sure I have that intricacy with the designs that I'm going to, finish off for the tilt train. So I think it's going to, in terms of recognition, recognizing Torres Strait work, it's going to, really benefit us.
You'll see it both in a stationary form and also as it's moving in a visual form, and it'll be almost filmic in the way that you see the images charting across the space while you're standing, or perhaps as we were in Cairns recently, sitting in the driver's seat and looking at the tilt train going past the cane fields.
For our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, this is just going to be just such an amazing event to see the artwork, moving by through the towns, celebrating culture, spiritual enrichment and the connection, with our own artworks. It's just an amazing, incredible experience.
I do feel very lucky to be chosen as one of the artists to be sort of wrapping the tilt train, and very glad that Alec Tapote is, wrapping the other side of the tilt train with his images. So I'm very proud to have my work flashing past on the train.
I'm really looking forward to see the final result. But I think it's going to encourage a lot of young Torres Strait Islander artists as well to maybe work towards having their work as public art.